All right, guys, this is the daily 5 stretching routine. A daily 5 is a phenomenal way to incorporate stretching into your life. It works for all experience levels from beginner to advanced, and it just feels incredible. It's very low maintenance. It doesn't take a lot of time at all, like 10 to 15 minutes. So what you do is you pick 5 stretches that are personal to you, that address weak links on your own body, and you work to address those every single day. So you want to keep in mind my 3 pillars of stretching, which is breathe, don't force it, and keep your cool. So with that in mind, I'm going to take you through my personal daily 5 that I've been running a version of recently, and I really like it. So the first stretch we're going to start with is the Piriformis stretch. So this will get really deep into the hips. Everyone is pretty much tight here. It's an area that you don't really visit during a gym session, so it tends to get tight, especially with sitting as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring one leg in like this, and then with the other leg, you're going to cross it over your thigh like that. And then what you want to do is, so my right leg is crossed over here, I want to reach around with my left elbow, and then staying nice and tall, hug this leg in, and then this is where I'm going to start. So again, I'm not forcing the stretch. This is where I'm at today with my level of tightness. So then what you would want to do over the course of the stretch is slowly lean back and sit up straighter and straighter. But this is good for me right now. This is getting into my right piriformis here. And then I would hold this for the allotted time. Now, a variation you can do if that's too much for you is the straight leg version. So what you would do is you would keep your left leg straight in this scenario, cross the right leg over it. Again, stay up nice and tall, reach around with that left elbow, and then just hug that in. And then this, you can see, is not quite enough for me. I still do feel a stretch, but the other version gives me a little bit deeper stretch. You may be in a situation where this, even bringing it in like right here, is incredibly challenging for you. But if you feel a stretch in the right piriformis, just keep at it, keep working on it. That's the whole point of this. You're doing it every single day, so you'll get better at it. So the next stretch in this routine is a lying twist. So common mistake I see in this is people just lie on the ground, bring their leg over, and then they just hold the stretch there. So what you want to do instead is, as you're bringing this down, you want to scoot your hip over a little bit. That's going to prevent you from extending your spine too much, and it's going to keep you in a pure rotation. And then also, instead of pressing this leg down towards the ground, what I want you to do is I want to get you a nice grip right behind the knee, and I want you to think about bringing the leg away from you instead of down. So I'm going to take a breath in and a breath out, and I'm going to slightly drag it away from me, and I get a much better sensation here as opposed to if I was going to just press the leg down. So you want to hold that for the allotted time. I want to show you guys this stretch from another angle just so you can see it from the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie down. I'm going to bring this leg in, this arm out, and then as I'm bringing this leg over, scoot my hips that way. And then instead of pushing my leg down, I'm going to grab on to the back side of the knee, almost on the hamstring, and I'm going to drag away. Just like that. And if keeping your leg elevated is really uncomfortable for you, you can bring a block next to you like this and rest your knee on it that way. So that's another good option as well. All right, so next we're going to hit the quads and the tibialis muscles. So where I want you to start with this, and what I like to do before getting into the quad portion of the stretch, is I want to just sit on my feet like this. That may be way too much for you. If that's the case, just lean over, give yourself a lot of hand support. But then I want to end up somewhere like this. Just holding this, not moving around too much. I would hold this for about like a minute or so. And then what I like to do after that is I like to spread my knees out a little bit, get a tuck in my hips, try to squeeze my glutes, and then I just slowly start leaning back, just like this. This is going to give you a really, really good stretch on the quads and help you build some isometric glute strength as well. This is a really, really good option. What I'm working on right now is like slowly working all the way back to the floor, but I'm probably right about there right now because I've been doing a lot of squatting recently and I'm pretty tight. So that is the quad stretch. I was just about to get out of the stretch pretty fast to make sure the video clip was good, but I just had to remind myself, you want to come out of these stretches very slowly. You don't want to rush. Take your time. Use some hand assistance if you have to. Some slow steps just around your mat can be really, really good instead of just getting up really quickly and just moving on to the next stretch or just getting back to work or whatever it is you're doing. This is going to be a stretch for the side of the neck. This one's fantastic. You're going to need a chair or a bench for this. So what I like doing is grabbing onto the side of the chair. That just locks down my arm and prevents my shoulder from shrugging up like as I stretch my neck, and allows me to get a better stretch sensation in that area. So you want to hold on to the side of the bench or the chair, sit up nice and tall, remember long spine, grab the side of the head and just gently let the head travel to the side. You're going to get a really, really good sensation in the side of the neck. This line is so tight in most people, like this line of tissue on each side of the neck. Be really careful not to force this one. Just really just try to relax as best you can into the stretch. And then when you're done holding the stretch, I find it's really helpful to push your head out of the stretch, because remember, we don't want to really use the muscles that we just stretched to come out of the stretch because they are in kind of a little bit more of a vulnerable state. Remember, you're doing this every single day, so you don't have to hit a new stretching PR every single day. Just meet yourself where you're at each day and stay at around a 7 out of 10 in intensity and just relax and breathe. And remember, you're only doing this for like 10, 15 minutes, so you don't have to go super hard. This is my favorite stretch. This is the stretch I do most often with my in-person clients, my online clients, like pretty much everyone. It's one I recommend to people the most when they tell me they have back pain. It's really, really good at loosening up the low back in a way that I've never experienced with any other stretch. So what you want to do is you want to get the soles of your feet together like this. You don't want to have them too far in like you're doing a butterfly stretch. You want to have them a little further out so that when you lean forward, your head is kind of going to end up right where your feet are. And that's exactly what you're going to do. So you're going to grab your feet and then just lean forward. Once you get really flexible, you'll be able to touch your face to your feet. I'm not there right now, but I have hit that milestone before. You may get it a lot in your glutes or even on the inside of your legs, but over time, I promise you, this will really, really loosen up the low back. And then just remember, don't force it and just hold it for the allotted time. Throughout this video, I've been showing you the proper positioning of the stretches and stuff like that, but now I want to show you what it actually looks like in practice. So I'm going to hold the low back stretch right now, and I want you to see and hear just how much I'm just trying to relax into the stretch, breathe into the stretch. I'm not forcing anything. So this is what it's going to look like in practice. So you want to get in position, slowly lean forward, find your 7 out of 10. To me, that's probably right about there. So now I'm just going to breathe. Nice relaxed inhales through the nose, exhales through the mouth. And it's going to feel tight, and you just don't want to force it. You want to just try to relax as best you can, because like the more you fidget and the more you're moving around and thinking that, oh my God, this is so painful, and you're not breathing, like the more your body is going to fight against you. You just want to breathe. And you might even be able to see on camera how much I'm opening up with each one of those exhales and sinking deeper into the stretch. I'm going to slowly come out of that. And this is how you want to exit the stretches as well. Nice and slow, nothing too crazy. And then just slowly try not to use the muscles that you just stretched either. Try to use them as little as possible. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So you can use this template with any stretches you want. Just use the principles that we talked about and piece together 5 stretches that you really, really like. Do them every single day. You can do them in the morning. You can do them in the afternoon. I like doing them right before bed. It helps me really relax and wind down before I go to sleep. Gives me better sleep. I wake up the next day feeling better. It's just awesome. It's so good for you. Stretching is very, very beneficial. It really works. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And let me know if you have any questions in the Discord.